Ladies and gentlemen, gather round today. I want you to picture something, a scene where every hidden lie, every shadowed deceit, every little scheme crafted to break you down is now being torn apart, laid bare for all to see. They took such pleasure in plotting against you, didn't they? Whispering in corners, smirking behind your back, weaving plans like puppeteers, convinced that you would never see it coming. They thought they had you cornered, that their lies would hold you captive in a web so intricate, so well designed, that you wouldn't know which way to turn. For so long, you were the unsuspecting target of their cruel games, unaware that each move they made was calculated with one goal in mind: to destroy you, to see you fall, to watch as you lost everything that mattered. But today, we stand here in a different time, in a different place, where the truth is no longer hidden in the dark corners of their deceitful minds. Today, God has made it clear, and in His divine wisdom, He has chosen to expose them. The same people who thought they could silently pull the strings of your downfall are now left trembling in the wake of their own exposure. Their plans, once so carefully laid out, are now disintegrating before their very eyes. It was only a matter of time, wasn't it? Time for the mask to slip, for the truth to rise like a raging fire, burning through the lies and leaving nothing but ashes. They enjoyed plotting behind your back, but they never imagined that the very thing they thought would bring you to your knees would be the thing that would rise you up higher than ever before. Let's take a moment and reflect on their arrogance, their belief that they could orchestrate your demise without ever facing the consequences of their actions. They thought they were the puppet masters, pulling the strings of your life without you even knowing. But here's the truth, and it's a truth that should send chills down their spine. No matter how clever their plots were, no matter how many lies they told, God was watching. Every whispered conversation, every backhanded compliment, every false friendship, they were all known to Him. He saw their wickedness, their desire to see you falter, and He didn't turn a blind eye. No, He watched, He waited, and He allowed them to believe they were in control. He gave them enough rope to hang themselves with, and now the time has come for them to face the music. You, my friend, are the proof that divine justice is real. They thought they could destroy you, tear you down, break your spirit. They thought they could isolate you, push you into corners, turn people against you, and watch as you crumbled under the weight of their hate. But God had another plan. He allowed you to endure the storm, to weather the pain, because He knew you were stronger than they could ever understand. He knew that each trial you faced was shaping you, strengthening you, preparing you for the moment when their lies would be exposed and you would emerge victorious. It wasn't easy, was it? It wasn't easy watching them smile to your face while plotting behind your back. It wasn't easy trusting people who were secretly hoping for your failure. It wasn't easy standing alone while they tried to drag you into the depths of despair. But through it all, you held your head up. You may have stumbled, you may have faltered at times, but you never gave up. And that is why you are here today, in this moment of reckoning. For every person who conspired against you, for every hand that reached out to trip you, for every mouth that whispered lies to paint you as something you're not, there is a price to pay. The exposure of their deceit is the beginning of their downfall. They thought they were clever, hiding their true intentions behind a veil of lies, but the truth is an unstoppable force. And now, as it pours into the light, their world will come crashing down around them. The very foundation they built on lies is crumbling, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. But don't feel sorry for them. No, don't for 1 second let pity enter your heart. They chose this path. They chose to deceive, to manipulate, to betray you. And now, they must face the consequences of their actions. Let them see how it feels to be exposed, to be laid bare before the world. Let them feel the weight of their own lies, the shame of their own treachery. They thought you were weak. They thought you were too small to fight back. But the truth has a way of making the strongest of giants tremble. Do you see now? Do you see the beauty of it all? They never realized how much power you held. They never understood that your strength wasn't just in the battles you fought, but in your ability to withstand the storms they threw your way. Every lie they told, every scheme they crafted, only made you more resilient. Every betrayal only sharpened your will. And now, as they cower in the face of their exposure, you stand taller than ever before. You have been tested, refined in the fire, and now you are shining brighter than any of them ever thought possible. So let them tremble, let them squirm, let them try to run from the truth, but it will find them. It always does. God doesn't forget. He doesn't overlook the wickedness of those who think they can destroy his children. They thought they could plot in the shadows, but the light of truth has come, and with it comes justice. And don't think for a second that this is the end of it. This is just the beginning. The exposure of their lies is only the first chapter in your victory. You have been elevated. You have been vindicated. Every word they spoke against you, every cruel thought they had, will be turned back upon them. They will now see the consequences of their actions. They will feel the weight of their deceit. They will understand, far too late, that no evil plan can ever succeed against someone with a righteous heart, someone who is protected by the truth. They tried to break you. They tried to silence you, but they failed. They didn't realize that the more they tried to pull you down, the higher you would rise. And now, as they watch from the sidelines, as they witness the unraveling of everything they built on lies, they will come to understand one thing. You were never the one who was weak. It was them. You see, your strength wasn't just in enduring what they threw your way. It was in the way you held on to your integrity. It was in the way you kept moving forward, despite their best efforts to drag you back. It was in the way you kept your faith when they tried to take it from you. They enjoyed plotting behind your back, but they never realized the power of your resilience, the unshakable foundation of your character. They underestimated you, and now they must face the reality of their own destruction. And this is where the story takes a turn. Their lies may have been exposed, but it's not the end of their consequences. No, their actions are seeds that will grow. And just as you reaped the benefits of your strength and endurance, so too will they reap what they have sown. There is no escaping the consequences of evil. There is no hiding from the truth once it has been revealed. The very thing they thought would bring your downfall will be the very thing that brings their own undoing. Let them watch. Let them see as their world crumbles. You have done nothing but stand in the truth, and now the world will see who they really are. They thought they had control, but they never did. The only thing they controlled was their own self-deception. And now, they will learn the harshest lesson of all. You cannot destroy someone who is protected by the truth. In the end, this moment is about more than just their exposure. It's about your victory. It's about the fact that you survived. It's about the fact that you never gave in to their games, that you never let their lies define you. You kept your faith, you kept your integrity, and now you are standing tall while they are scattered in the wake of their own destruction. They enjoyed plotting behind your back, and now they will enjoy nothing. Nothing but the consequences of their actions. And you will stand in the light of victory. You will rise above it all because you never gave up. You never let them win. The truth has exposed their lies, and now it's your time to shine. The thing about plotting against someone is that it often comes from a place of fear. Yes, you heard me right. Every scheme, every lie, every effort they made to tear you down came from fear. They feared your potential. They feared your strength. They feared the idea that you might rise above them, that you might expose them for what they truly are. It's always easier for the weak to try to drag the strong down to their level than to rise up themselves. And that's what they tried to do to you. They tried to make you smaller, to make you doubt yourself, to make you shrink so they could feel big. But you see, strength is not measured in size, nor in the ability to strike back. True strength is measured in endurance, in the will to stand when every fiber of your being wants to collapse. It's about holding your ground when the world is telling you to retreat, when everything inside you screams to run and hide from the storm that they are creating. They thought you would crumble under their lies, under their whispers, under their calculated attacks, but you didn't. You stood firm, you held your head high, and you kept walking forward, one step at a time, even when they thought you were broken. And here you are today, standing in the truth, in the light of your victory, watching as they are torn apart by their own deceit. Every plot they made, every word they spoke, was a reflection of their own insecurities. They had to tear you down because deep inside, they knew they weren't enough. They knew they didn't have the same resilience, the same fire, the same determination. Their victory over you, in their eyes, was the only way to validate their own existence. They convinced themselves that by defeating you, by seeing you fall, they could fill the empty spaces inside themselves. But what they didn't know was that their attempts to break you were only breaking them. Every lie they told, every scheme they devised, was a chain that bound them to their own destruction. And now that the truth has come to light, they are left holding the weight of their own treachery. Think about it for a moment. How many times did they laugh behind your back, thinking they were winning? How many times did they celebrate your misfortune, thinking they had you in the palm of their hand? They thought they were untouchable, didn't they? They thought they were operating in the shadows, where no one could see their wickedness, where their manipulations would go unnoticed. But God saw. God always sees. And while they were out there enjoying their little schemes, God was silently working behind the scenes, preparing the perfect moment for their lies to be exposed. Isn't that the most beautiful part of this whole thing? The fact that no matter how clever they were, no matter how well they thought they had you figured out, they didn't count on one thing: God's timing. God's timing is flawless. His justice is swift. They never imagined that the very thing they plotted to destroy you would be the thing that would set you free. Every word they spoke against you, every attack they launched, every false accusation, they were all stepping stones toward your ultimate triumph. They didn't know it, but they were paving the way for you to rise higher than they could ever have imagined. You see, the thing about exposure is that it doesn't just reveal the lies of those who sought to harm you. It also reveals your strength. It reveals your ability to endure, your ability to rise above, your ability to hold on to your truth when everything around you was designed to make you doubt it. They thought they could break you, but what they didn't realize was that their efforts only made you stronger. Every time they tried to bring you down, you learned how to stand taller. Every time they whispered lies about you, you learned how to speak the truth louder. And now, the world is witnessing the fruits of your endurance. It's easy to get lost in the noise, to become consumed by the hurt, the betrayal, the bitterness that comes with being the target of someone's malice. But the true victory lies in not letting their actions define your worth. They can lie about you, they can manipulate others, they can try to turn the world against you, but they can't touch who you are at your core. Your value is not determined by their deceit. It is determined by the strength that resides within you, by the resilience you've shown, by the courage you've displayed even when the odds were stacked against you. They tried to tear you down, but all they did was reveal the depth of your spirit. They tried to break you, but all they did was strengthen your resolve. And now, as they face the consequences of their actions, they will come to realize the truth. They will come to understand that the lies they built their world on were nothing more than a house of cards, ready to fall at the slightest touch. Every plan they made was destined to fail because it was built on a foundation of deceit. They never thought that their own lies would turn on them, but they have. And now, the world can see them for what they truly are. Cowards hiding behind masks, too weak to face the consequences of their actions. They thought they could destroy you, but in the end, they destroyed themselves. But you will rise from this. You will walk away from this stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. You will no longer be the person they tried to make you. You will no longer be the victim of their schemes. No, you will be the victor. You will be the one who stands tall, who walks in the light of truth, who holds their head high, knowing that you are not defined by their lies. You are defined by your resilience, your strength, your ability to keep moving forward when everything around you was designed to make you stop. And let's not forget the lesson here. The lesson that no matter how long it takes, no matter how deep the lies run, the truth will always come to light. They enjoyed plotting behind your back, thinking they could control the narrative, thinking they could manipulate the story to their advantage. But they forgot one important thing. The truth cannot be hidden forever. It will find its way to the surface, and when it does, it will destroy everything built on the foundation of lies. The beauty of truth is that it is unstoppable. No matter how much they try to twist it, to bend it, to bury it beneath layers of deceit, it will always rise. And when it rises, it exposes everything. It exposes the lies. It exposes the betrayal. It exposes the people who thought they could hide behind falsehoods and manipulate those around them. And when the truth is exposed, there is no hiding from it. There is no running from it. It will confront them face to face and make them answer for every word they spoke, every action they took. And when that moment comes, they will realize that they were never in control. They were never the ones pulling the strings. No, it was God all along. God was the one guiding you, protecting you, preparing you for this moment. And now, as they stand in the ruins of their own deceit, they will see that they were never the victors. The true victory was always yours. It was always in the strength you showed when they tried to break you. It was always in your ability to stand firm, to stay true to who you are, no matter what they threw at you. So let them watch as you rise. Let them see you walk into your future, unbroken, undeterred, and stronger than ever before. They thought they could break you, but they underestimated your power. They thought they could plot behind your back and get away with it, but they never realized that the truth would always catch up to them. And now, as they are exposed, as their lies crumble around them, they will understand one thing. You were never the one who was weak. It was them. It's important to understand that those who conspire against you, those who plot and whisper in the dark, often do so because they are threatened by your existence. They see something in you that they cannot comprehend, something that they fear may surpass them. Your presence, your success, your very essence. These things challenge the fragile walls they've built around themselves. So, instead of rising to meet you, they try to tear you down. They attempt to reduce your light to nothing more than a flicker because it disturbs their carefully constructed reality. But here's the thing, their efforts are futile. The light within you cannot be dimmed by their jealousy, their envy, or their attempts to hurt you. Their actions are rooted in their own insecurity. Think about it. People who are truly confident in themselves do not need to tear others down. People who are secure in their position do not need to plot, to scheme, or to manipulate others in order to feel better about themselves. The insecure are the ones who seek to destroy the peace of others, to ruin the success of those who are doing well, because it is the only way they can feel validated. Your strength, your success, your very presence in this world is a threat to their fragile ego. And so, they plot, they whisper, they attempt to make you stumble. They thought they had you all figured out, didn't they? They believed they knew exactly how to break you. They analyzed your every move, examined your vulnerabilities, and looked for weaknesses they could exploit. They thought their deceit would break you, their manipulation would bring you to your knees. They thought that if they pulled the right strings, you would fall into their trap, become the victim of their scheme, and disappear into the shadows they were constructing for you. But they did not count on your resilience. They did not account for the fire within you that refuses to be extinguished, no matter how hard they tried to blow it out. Now, let's talk about the beauty of this. For every plot they hatched, for every malicious whisper they shared, you are growing stronger. You are sharpening your mind, honing your spirit, and solidifying your faith. While they were busy laying traps, you were building your foundation, brick by brick, in truth and in resilience. And every time they thought you were about to break, you adapted, you learned, you grew. You became more aware of their schemes, more aware of their tactics. Their lies didn't make you weaker, they made you stronger. Every attempt they made to deceive you only forced you to look deeper into yourself, to find more strength, more courage, and more conviction to rise above it all. They thought they could break you, but in the process, they forged you into something stronger than they could ever imagine. They underestimated your ability to endure. They underestimated your capacity to learn, to adapt, to keep fighting, no matter what they threw at you. And now, as they stand there in the ruins of their own plans, you stand tall, unbroken, and ready to embrace the future that is rightfully yours. It's often said that the true test of a person's strength is not found in the moments of victory, but in the moments of trial. When everything seems stacked against you, when the world is crumbling around you, that is when you find out who you truly are. And let me tell you, what they didn't realize is that every trial they put you through only revealed the depth of your strength. Every time they pushed you to the edge, you learned how to fly. Every time they tried to knock you down, you learned how to rise. Their plot didn't break you. It made you who you are today. A warrior, a survivor, someone who has endured and overcome, and someone who has learned to stand firm in the face of adversity. They thought they could control your story. They thought they could dictate the narrative, that they could make others see you the way they wanted them to see you. But they were wrong. Because the truth has a way of rising to the surface, no matter how deep you try to bury it. The truth is like water. It finds a way to break free from even the tightest grasp. And now, the truth is coming for them. The very thing they thought would destroy you is the thing that will expose them for what they truly are. Manipulators, deceivers, and cowards hiding behind masks of false righteousness. It's tempting, I know, to feel anger toward those who have wronged you. It's easy to want to see them suffer for the pain they caused, to want to retaliate and show them that they cannot escape the consequences of their actions. But remember this, the best revenge is living well. The best way to make them feel the weight of their deception is to rise above it, to stand tall and proud of who you are, despite everything they've done to bring you down. Your success, your happiness, your peace, that is the greatest weapon you have. Let them wallow in their lies and their bitterness while you move forward, unscathed by their attempts to ruin you. And let's talk about something else for a moment, the power of patience. When someone is plotting behind your back, it's easy to feel like you need to confront them, to expose them, to make sure they know that you see through their lies. But there is a power in waiting. There is a strength in letting them think they're in control while you hold your peace. While they scramble behind the scenes, trying to pull the strings, you simply live your life. You focus on your purpose. You keep walking toward your destiny. And then, when the time is right, when God's timing is perfect, the truth is revealed. The truth is like a seed that has been planted in the ground, quietly growing, slowly spreading its roots, until one day it breaks through the surface and everyone sees it for what it truly is. And in that moment of revelation, when their lies are exposed for all to see, it will be their downfall. It will be the moment they realize that all their scheming, all their plotting, all their deceitful ways were in vain. The very thing they thought would destroy you will be the thing that causes their destruction. They will have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, because the truth will surround them and there will be no way to escape it. But you, my friend, will stand in the light of victory. You will stand unshaken, unbroken, and stronger than you ever imagined possible. The very people who plotted against you will now be forced to face the consequences of their actions. And you will rise above it all. You will be the one to walk away with your head held high, with your dignity intact, and with the knowledge that you never allowed their lies to define you. The exposure of their deceit is not just a victory for you, it is a testament to your resilience, your strength, and your unwavering commitment to truth. It is a reminder that no matter how dark the plot, no matter how deep the deceit, the truth will always prevail. And when it does, it will be the light that shines upon you, illuminating your path and revealing to the world the strength and character you have always carried within. They may have thought they could destroy you, but in the end, it was their own destruction they brought upon themselves. They may have enjoyed plotting behind your back, but in the end, it was they who would pay the price for their actions. And you will rise from this stronger, more determined, and more unstoppable than ever before. The victory is yours. And so, remember this: when the world tries to plot against you, when people try to bring you down, when it feels like everything is stacked against you, remember that the truth will always rise. The lies they weave will unravel. The deception they sow will bear fruit, but not the kind they expect. It will be their own undoing. And as they are exposed for what they are, you will stand unbroken, unshaken, and victorious. Because no matter what they do, no matter how hard they try, they can never take away the truth that lives within you. And the truth is this: you will always rise above their lies. You will always win. In conclusion, never forget the power of truth, the strength of resilience, and the beauty of divine timing. The world may try to plot behind your back, but the truth will always expose their lies. And when it does, you will stand tall, victorious and unbroken, knowing that the victory was always yours, even when they thought they had you defeated. Remember that the truth is a force of nature. It cannot be stopped. It cannot be hidden, and it will always rise above the lies. Your strength is in your ability to endure, to keep moving forward, even when others try to hold you back. And when the truth is revealed, when the lies are exposed, you will stand as the victor, unbroken, unshaken, and stronger than ever before. Your journey is just beginning. Keep walking in the light of your truth, and let the world see who you really are. The victory is yours.